Hi everyone, today I'm going to build Currency Converter in ReactJS. Let's take a look at the design. As you can see, we have some container and header and also input with label and two selects also with labels. And at the bottom we have our rate. I can change amount and I can change currency from, and also I can change the currency too. And as you can see, when I change the currencies, the rate also is changing. I can provide other currency, and the rate was changed again. Let's go to the code and build our application. I launched my Visual Studio Code and have folder where I store my React projects. And now I'm going to run a new terminal and run command npm create vite at a latest. And now I need to provide my project name, and it will be currency converter, and select React and JavaScript. Now I can navigate to my folder with command cd and install dependencies with command npm install. Okay, dependencies were installed, and now I can run my dev server with command npm run dev and open my project in browser. And we have some auto-generated code, and I can open my source files and clean this code. I can hide my panel, and here I'm going to just provide h2 tag with currency converter text, and remove all these logos and use state. Okay, and now I can go to index and also provide title currency converter. And let's check what we have. Okay, we have h2 tag, and also title was changed. And now I can adjust styles, remove styles for these links, and change place items to justify content center. And also I can remove styles for button and h1, and also from media styles. Okay, and let's check. As you can see, we have our h2 tag at the top, and now we can create a new component. I'm going to create new folder components, and inside folder add my currency converter JSX. And also I need CSS file, currency converter CSS, and I need to change here currency converter JSX. Okay, and now I can create a functional component function currency converter and return some JSX. I'm going to create some div with class name currency converter. Converter, and inside div place h2 tag with text currency convert currency convert currency. Okay, and now I can export my functional components as default. And now I can import it in my app.jsx. I'm going to remove all this code. And first of all, I need to import currency converter. And now I can add my component to code. Okay, and let's check what we have. And we have our convert currency tag. And let's build our converter. I'm going to add form and remove this action because I'm going to handle inside my code. And for inside form will be div, and I I need a label, and a label will be amount. And for amount, I'm going to use input with type number. Okay, and now we can add our select and inside div, and also we can use a label, move this HTML4, and provide a label to from, and add select. And, I'm going to remove this names, and just copy paste this select, and let's check what I have so far. And as you can see, we have our amount and from, and we need to change to 2. Okay, and let's add our styles. First of all, I'm going to import my currency converter CSS, and now we can add styles inside our CSS file, and I'm going to set min width and let it be set rm, and max width will be 80 rm, and also I can provide background color white, and add some spacing 1 rem, and also I can add box shadow 0.05 pixel and color gray, and so let's add border radius 5 pixels. Okay, and now we can use our container and add styles to form. And form, I'm going to make display flex, and make justify content space around, and let's add styles for label, currency converter label, and it will be display block, and also we need styles for input and select, input and also select, and I'm going to add some small placings like 5 pixels, and also margin will be 5 pixels, and let me add font size to 1 rem, and let's check what I have so far. Okay, as you can see, we have our shadow, and we have input with number, and also select, and we need to provide our options to select, and also we need to make request to an API. For API, I'm going to use frankfurter.app, and you can check documentation, but I'm going to use conversion and currencies and points, and let me add some host, and I'm going to just provide this URL, and place this URL as prop in app.jsx. URL will be, I need to copy paste this. Okay, and now I can use my URL using object destructoring, and now I can add useEffect hook. useEffect, as you can see, import was added, and useEffect expects some function, and I'm going to use this useEffect only once to retrieve all currencies, and for currencies, let's build some function, and I'm going to add function const send request. It will be a raw function, and it will be as asynchronous function, and as parameter it will have endpoint point, and will the function will make the call to an API and return the result. Okay, and I'm going to make const response, and for making a call to the endpoint, I'm going to use fetch. And by default, I can use a get method, and I need just provide my endpoint, and it should return me some response from the API, and I need to check if not response okay. Then I need to provide some error message and return. And for errors, let's add some useState. And as you can see, import was added, and I'm going to use empty string as initial value, and I can store my errors in const error, and the function to change error will be set error and assign to my useState. And now I can set error and provide some text like try again. And if our response was okay, then we need to get our data. As a data format by default, we are using JSON, and I'm going to await my JSON data with a response and get JSON. And now I can let's do console log our data equals to data, and return our data. And also we can add try cage to handle possible errors. Here we need to return data and add cage and error. And if we have error, then we can console error and to provide our error, and so we can set error and provide the text like service is unavailable. Try again later. Okay, and now we can return to our useEffect and fetch our currencies. And actually, for fetch currencies, I'm going to create another function, arrow function, and make it fetch currencies. And it will be also async arrow function. Async and return some code. And now I'm going to call my send request. And as endpoint, I'm going to use our URL from rows. And let's check documentation. And we need to provide currencies endpoint. And I'm going to add it to my URL, currencies, and store response to some data, const data. And we need to wait for our data. And if our response was successful, let's do some console log and provide fetch currencies equals to data. And now we need to return our currencies and return data. And let's call our function inside useEffect, fetch currencies. And this useEffect will be called once because I added empty array as a dependency, and it will be called once when the component is mounted initially. And let's go to our application and check what we have. I'm going to open developer tools and refresh my page, and we have error I'm going to return to code and check what we have. Okay, I need to provide full URL with HTTPS. Okay, and let's check again. I'm going to refresh the page, and as you can see, we have our data with possible currencies that our API supports, and also we have our data from fetch currencies, and also you can check network requests, and we have the same response here, and you can check headers, request URL, and all other details. Okay, and now we need to add currencies to from and to, and let me do it. And for that, I need some state variable, and I'm going to use state and provide empty array. We are going to use array as dependencies as currencies state, and now I'm going to store our currencies, our state currencies, and the function to update will be set currencies with equals. And now in my fetch currencies, instead of return data, I can use my function set currencies, and let's check what we have. As you can see, we have our object, and we need to convert our currencies into array, and we are going to use only keys from the object. And for that, I'm going to use object keys and data. Okay, and now we can return to our JSX and build our options inside select. And for that, I'm going to use code and our currencies and use map function. We defined currencies as array, and now we can iterate through array with map function. And for each currency, I'm going to return some JSX, and there will be some JSX, and just return option. Okay, I need option, and for option value, I'm going to use my currency, and also we need to provide some key, and it will be from, and also provide currency, and inside the option I'm going to also use our currency, and let's check what we have. And as you can see, we have our from, and we have a list of currencies, and I'm going to copy paste this code and use it inside to select, but to change here instead from I need two, and let's check again. And as you can see, we have two options, and now we can add more state variables to store our from to, and also we need to store amount. And I'm going just copy paste, and for amount I'm going to use 1 and provide amount and set amount. And also we need a state for two currency, and initially I'm going to provide euro, and name will be from currency, and function will be set from currency. And I'm going to copy paste, and to let's change the from to USD, and from and to will be euro, and I need to change the name to currency, and set to currency. Okay, and now we need to change our input and select and provide our state variables inside input, and value will be amount, and on change I'm going to use event and set amount, and use my event target and value, and with that we'll change the amount of input, and for select, and we can make this field required, and I'm going to make all fields required. Okay, and I'm going to just copy paste these lines to select, and just change state value. Value will be from, and set from currency. Okay, and also I need to add this value here, and value will be to currency, and on change will be set to currency. And let's check what we have so far. I'm going to refresh the page and change some input, and change currency, and as you can see, nothing happened because we haven't added any handlers. Let me do it. I'm going to add one more useEffect hook, but now I'm not going to use anti-array, and to dependencies array I'm going to provide my amount, my from currency, and my to currency, and every time one of the variable is changed, the useEffect hook will be called, and we need to add another function instead of fetch currencies, because fetch currencies we need only initially, and let's add some fetch rate, and for endpoint I'm going to use this endpoint with a latest, and as you can see we need to provide amount, from, and to, and let me just copy paste it. Okay, and I need to remove it and copy paste again, and we have amount, and as amount I'm going to use our state variable amount, and from will be our state variable from currency, and to also will be our variable to currency, and we need to call our page rate. We can provide our rate, and we need to call our page rate inside our useEffect, and let's check what we have. I'm going to refresh and change some amount, and as you can see the we have the response, and inside response we have rates, and as you can see we have our value for 10 USD, and I can change amount to 100, and we have a rate for our conversion from 100 USD to euro, and I can change value to some Indian, and as you can see we have a rate also for our USD amount. Let's add one more state variable to our converted amount, and I'm going to add name converted amount, and function will be set converted amount. And I'm going to use state and 0 as initial value, and we can use set converted amount inside our page rate, and I'm going to use set converted amount to data rate and provide to currency. And here we can remove our console log, and also we can add some text to user to show the rates. Okay, and I'm going to add some to text and provide text. I need to provide amount and then from currency and equals and converted amount and also to currency. Okay, and let's check what we have. I'm going to refresh the page, and as you can see, we have our initial value, and actually we can add two fixed to take only two digits after the point. And I'm going to add to fix it here, fix it, and provide two. And let's check again. And as you can see, we have only two digits here. And I can change amount, and as you can see, the rate was changed. And I can change to currency, and the rate was changed again. And let's add some other currency, and we can increase the number, and also we can change here. And when I select Britain pound and to Britain pound, we got errors, and but we haven't provided any info to user, and let's add our error message to user. And I'm going to use some conditional rendering and check error, and if we have error, provide JSX h2 tag and close h2 and provide this error as text. And we can add class name error, and for this class name, let's add color red. Color will be red. Okay, and let's check what we have. We have try again, and let me change it to something more user-friendly, like our own request. Try again with other forums. Okay, and let's check what we have. We have our response, run a response, and I'm going to change the value and change it to the same value. Okay, and we have our error message. And actually, before request, we need to set error message to empty string to hide this. And let me do it. Set error to empty string. Okay, and as you can see, our message was gone. And I can provide error message, and let me change to some other, and our message disappeared. And actually, you can sync and remove this from currency to currencies list, but you need probably some state variables and check at handler when user selects something, then remove from to list and to avoid such error, but I'm not going to do it here. And one more thing that we need to check if we have incorrect URL. Let's check our error message, and I'm going to refresh. And as you can see, we have errors, and we got another error message. Service is unavailable, and we can return our correct endpoint URL and refresh the page. And let's check the whole application. I'm going to change amount, and as you can see, rate was changed, and I'm going to change to currency. Rate was changed again, and I'm going to select other currency, and the rate was changed, and provide increase amount, and the rate was changed again, and I can select some probably USD. Okay, everything is working as expected. I'll provide the links to URL and source code. If you like the video, subscribe to my DevWeb app channel, like the video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.